You guys tell me when you can see it.
Bless
Salud.
you.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Very good. So let's get started. And again, thank you very much for joining us today. It's a very important day for Lopez Performance Solutions. I will first give you a little bit of an update on where we are. And then the purpose of the call is to give you a much clearer picture on how the Project Manager Certification Academy will be conducted, and then get your questions and even suggests ideas, whatever. With me, I have our marketing manager, Monica Lopez, and Mr. Pierre Bordage, who is um, very generous in joining us as part of the advisory board of Lopez Performance Solutions. Pierre has helped me in putting together the syllabus that you are going to see, and I have to clarify that he is doing that ad hoc, just because we have a passion for the topic. Pierre was with me at the University of Nevada when we took the diploma in applied behavior science to organizations. So Pierre, this is an opportunity for me to thank you from the deepest of my heart. Okay, um, let's move on. So the agenda is quite simple. The idea is to discuss regarding the cohort one that is going to take place first quarter of 2021. Who, what, when, and how, right? All the details. So that's the agenda. Some of you have asked me very openly, what is the plan, and how many people will be trained, and what do I expect to land in terms of contracts and things like that. So I'm going to be very open with you. The idea is to, as we said in the previous call, train up to 10 project managers during the first half of the year. And in parallel, I will intensively work on the business development. First semester of 2021, I'm going to sign one, maximum two contracts, because as I told you, I still have a commitment with the Schlumberger that I have to honor. So I'm not going to have enough bandwidth to expand the company beyond one or two contracts. Then the second half of the year, we're going to have five contracts signed. I do expect to see developments in Latin America and very likely in the Middle East. And after that, we will stop in five, six contracts, no more than that, in order to settle, in order to prove the concept, in order to, very importantly, make our customers happy and deliver results. I will use the formula of 5 to 1. That means that I calculated that I can, give guidance and provide direction to up to five projects at the same time when I am full-time dedicated to Lopez Performance Solutions from July 2021 onwards. But then the idea is that as we go by as we see that the level of maturity in the way we execute is good, and the project managers become much more knowledgeable, and we build together new solutions and improve the ones that we are offering to the market. Then we move into a program manager concept. So the idea is to grow consistently, slowly, firmly, and expand the organization by the use of program managers. So for the ones who join this adventure at the beginning, the idea is that in a year and a half or two, we will be moving into the concept of a program manager, so we can expand organically, structurally, right? So the idea is that by 2025, we are going to have 5 program managers located in different parts of the world, and we are going to have 25 projects running at the same time in simultaneous. That's the summary of the project of the strategy. So I'm gonna pause here to listen to any questions you might have on what is what is in the academy for you before we go into the details of the curriculum that we are going to propose. Any comment or question?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, good. So the academy.
Just a
Yes.
question from me. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Hamid Shipani from Oman. You said so you will have 5 project manager that you can support, and each project manager will be managing 5 projects, so a total of 25. Is that what you said?
In 2025.
No, is the total of 25 projects or 5 projects that you'll be supporting?
Okay, so in the first, so let me clarify, Hamed, and thank you for joining, and thank you for the question. First half of 2021, I'm gonna pick up 1 project, maximum 2, because I have the commitment with the Schlumberger, so I have to honor that, and that's already 1 project that I have to pursue. So in total, I will manage no more than 2-3 projects first half of the year next year. Then second half of 2021, we're gonna move on to 5 projects maximum. Why? Because my bandwidth has to be carefully preserved to make sure that I can give direction and I can coach and I can make our customers happy. So from the second half of 2021, I expect till half of 2022, maybe end of 2022, LoPeS Performance Solutions will only have 5 contracts because that's the bandwidth that I'm going to have. That's going to give me the time to develop the project managers to a level in which they can become program managers. Once that happens, then we can expand organically, but in a way that we can control the projects and most importantly, give significant results to our customers. Does it answer your question?
Yeah, I did. Thank you.
Okay, good. Okay, so let's go to the academy, to the project manager certification cohort 1. So again, Pierre, thank you. He is volunteering in teaching the academy with me. So we're gonna be 2 instructors. We're gonna have 6 sessions, 1 in English, 1 in Spanish, and each session will last for 3 hours. Initially we thought so, but then we look at the content, and we want to guarantee a lot of during the sessions. So it's gonna be a run on Saturdays, 3 hours, depending upon who is in the academy. We will need to decide the timing. And 1 Saturday is going to be in Spanish, and the following Saturday will be in English. So it's very likely it's going to be about midday, in order to have a decent timing for the people in both hemispheres. We are planning to give 5 slots per course, 5 in Spanish, 5 in English, and as you can see in the graphic here, the syllabus is straightforward, right? The first session is going to be January the 23rd. That's going to be in Spanish, and then the following Saturday is going to be in English on January 30th. I'm gonna walk you through the different topics that we will cover in the different in each of the sessions. But basically, the structure will require you to attend the webinars, to read some books and papers that we will offer to feed the knowledge, and the sessions will be very deeply into workshops to interact, get your ideas, improve the model, and obviously, as I said before, the idea is for you to demonstrate to us that you have acquired the competencies and we have a common language. So when we go to the customer, that there is a lot of consistency in the way LoPeS Performance Solutions communicate and behave. Um, so on the session number one, we will cover the philosophy of our company and the portfolio of solutions. The prerequisite reading will be a book from Professor Simon Sinek that is a fantastic book called Leaders Eat Last, which is pretty much aligned with my philosophy of leading with a purpose to serve. And then we are going to offer you two papers that I wrote with colleagues. One is on the humanized management system, and the other one is communicating HSE to a new generation. So these are the prerequisite readings that the candidates will have to go through, and uh, after each class, you will need to write what we call an essay. But I don't want you to be scared. Basically, what we are looking for is a document of 2 to 3 pages in which you demonstrate that you have gone through the materials and you learned the materials, and you also propose areas for improvement. And for this first session, we're going to have an online test, which is nothing but a form that I'm going to send immediately after we finish classes for you to also, with an open book, demonstrate competency. So that's the first module. The second one is organizational behavior management. That is going to be pretty much led by Pierre. And for that session, the prerequisite is the reading of a book written by Professor Maria Malot, which is called Paradox of Organizational Change, Engineering Organizations by Using Behavior Systems Analysis. That's the name of the book. It's online, and basically the essay for that particular module will be to do a behavior systems analysis to a behavior of your choice. Whatever behavior, whether it's related to your professional activity or your personal activity you choose. And then we are going to have a one-on-one interview. What I call a one-on-one interview is a call, in between the two classes, in which we are going to share impressions and get your feedback. But I also obviously will raise some questions to make sure that you are aligned with our philosophy, right? The third class is on engineering human performance. And you will probably realize that the cohort one is very deeply focused on that particular solution that we are offering. And why is because part of our strategy is to penetrate the market with the engineering human performance solution, which is, in my view, the most differentiated solution we have. So with that, we will dedicate and devote one session to go through the four phases of the engineering human performance methodology. And for that session, you will need to read the part one of a book called Human Competence by Professor Gilbert, and also the paper that we wrote called Applying Behavior Engineering to Applying Behavior Engineering to Procedural Adherence is the name of the paper. The essay will be on selecting a process to apply theoretically or in reality the engineering human performance, and this is going to be also subject of an online test. The next module, so the module on February the 20th and the 27th is on the kind of the theoretical concepts of engineering human performance. But then the following class is going to be, in detail going to all the steps of the engineering human performance methodology. What we will do there is not going to be slides or whatever. We will go through the experience we have in the application of EHP, and then get a lot of interaction with you to make sure that we all understand how to apply the methodology. Okay, there is no prerequisite in terms of reading or studying for that particular class, and the essay is going to be to apply EHP to the project you selected in the previous essay, right? So in the previous essay, you will say, this is the process, these are the characteristics you are going to include, a workflow, etc. And then in the following class, you will simulate the application of EHP to that particular process. And it's going to be followed by an one-on-one interview in which we are going to have the opportunity to, again, go through the 4 steps and interact quite a lot to make sure that we are all on the same page. Then the following class is going to be on project management. That is going to be also given by Pierre. And basically, prerequisite for that is something that we want to do to align the language, especially that we're going to use to manage the projects, and we are going to use the PMI language, if you want, and methodology and cycle of the projects. The initiating, planning, executing, etc. So we found these modules in the PMI webpage that are for free. And these modules are, I think, 12 that will give you a kind of an update, because a lot of you, most of you, are familiar with project management, and most of you have managed several projects. But what this is going to do is simply be a refresher for the ones who didn't manage a project recently, but more than that, align our language when it comes to preparing the project charter and all of this. Precisely, the essay out of that class is going to be the preparation of a project charter. We are building the template that we're going to use in LoPeS Performance Solutions to make sure that we are all aligned. And don't worry, we are simplifying the thing. It's not going to be a big book. It's going to be what really a LoPeS Performance Solutions project needs in order to make sure that we provide the customer with the scope. The scope is very clear. We have the stakeholders mapping. We have, the Gantt chart, and so on and so forth, in a very consistent manner. We are also acquiring a platform, a digital platform for project management that is going to be offered to all the project managers. So we have consistency, and we can also kind of interchange experiences as we go by and as we execute our fantastic projects. That's going to be followed by a one-on-one interview as well. And the final class, which is going to be early April, is going to be all on you. So each of the candidates will give a presentation on the application of EHP to one process, and what the project charter is all about and encompasses. And with that, we will complete the academy, and I will immediately tell you what is going to be the criteria for you to pass if you decide to pursue the academy. So I'm going to pause here to hear if you have any questions about the syllabus.
So Juan Carlos, 2 questions. One is, what did you guys use to base that syllabus off? Is that based on other training programs, courses that are delivered by other organizations, or what is the what? How was this put together? What was the motivation?
Yeah, Walter, I think it's a very good question, and the answer is no. We are not following any syllabus from other academies or anything like this. We just put together what we think we need in order to make sure that we are completely aligned. And when we are executing our projects with our customers, the customers will be highly satisfied because of the knowledge of our project managers, the experience of the project managers, but the consistency in which we manage the project. So that's why we um, focus a lot on EHP, because as I said, this is going to be the one solution that we will use to penetrate the market. But also we want to execute as projects. That's what we said. You know, the contracts that we will agree with the customers to execute will be executed as projects. So no, there is no mirroring. It's just simply what Pierre and I think that is needed for the project managers to completely align with our philosophy and methodology. Okay.
So it is tailored. It's tailored specifically to your vision of what LoPeS Performance Solutions will deliver to the clients.
Absolutely.
And what you want to achieve. Then the second question is on the on the previous call that we had. You mentioned that you were working on achieving some sort of certification for this program. Could you elaborate a little bit more? How?
I go ahead, Walter.
I think because it is, I think it would be of a huge value in this endeavor to be able to show that your team has been prepared, trained, based to a certain certifiable standard. I mean, it's a new company, it's a new concept. You're trying to do something new, so having a training program is great, but it will give him credibility in front of the clients when you can say that this program is somehow certified to a certain standard level that gives the client confidence that the project manager they're engaging is competent.
Yeah, I think you have a point, Walter. So let me answer with in two parts. The first part is the first cohort definitely will not have any external validation by any certification body. That's the reality, right? And let's be very clear on that. Is going to be purely, a kind of validation of your knowledge in front of what LoPeS needs for delivering our contracts in a consistent, efficient, and successful manner to our customers. Then I have explored 3 avenues to get an external certification, one in the UK, one in the US, and one in Latin America, but it's not easy. It's not easy because you have to fulfill a number of things. And I believe the first syllabus will not be perfect by no means. And the input from the students will be very valuable because we are not going to have, and you see across the call, the caliber of the people who is interested in becoming project managers. So I think the first cohort will be extremely interesting in terms of building together what is going to be the future of this, and we will in parallel will need to continue understanding what will be the most suitable certification to pursue. But let me be clear, the first one will not have any validation, any external validation. Okay.
Juanca,
Okay. Thank you.
what is the governance body for this behavior management? Like, for example, is API come with the standards 5C7 for coil or whatever the standard is, but
A
for
very,
doing
very good
itself
question.
there is nothing. It's a suggested, right? So
Well,
really,
yeah,
and
Manuel, it's a very, very good Good comment. Go on, please.
So at the end of the day, like for many other things in the industry, as long as, for example, you guys attended your MBAs and all these things, you give it weight to the portfolio, and we all are, I mean, we can practically say our management system is basically taking care of that. So as long as we show, right, a sort of control, we should be okay, like for many other things, right? In my opinion, this is just a
Yeah.
part of our
So
toolbox, right? Because the solution can be anything. That's what my view is on these solutions. We approach a problem, could be DSO, could be process, could be anything. And this behavior management is a tool in our toolbox, and the experience we have built over the years to offer the solution. That's how I see it.
no, you're right, Manuel. And coming back to your initial comment on the governance, there are two components here. You know, from the scientific perspective, this is a discipline within the industrial and organizational psychology discipline, or and that's what I'm studying in Harvard. Is precisely that, because organizational behavior management is a subset of industrial and organizational psychology. So this is where the repository of knowledge is coming from. Now then, if you ask me if there is an industry standard for this, I can only refer to what I know in the oil and gas industry, because I don't know other industries. I'm very transparent on that. I'm just learning now, in the course I'm taking in Harvard, that there is plenty of things outside. But as standards, what I can refer to is what IOGP has developed, because IOGP has developed quite a significant number of documents on human factors, the way they call it. And for example, there is a document on crew resource management. There is a document very interesting on leadership, incorporating human factors, and there is another one that I can name now on the investigation of incidents incorporating human factors. So these are kind of references, best practices from the oil and gas industry, but the governance, the repository of knowledge is coming from the industrial and organizational psychology.
Perfect, thank you. And that's what I'm saying. That's the knowledge, right? That's what you're going to be we present to the customers. This is our organization, and to give a weight, right, to the team.
True. It's a good point, Manuel. I think we have to emphasize that this is coming from scientific concepts that have been research, and effectiveness has been demonstrated by correlating the interventions with the results by using statistical models and things like that. So it's a good point. By the way, now that you're saying on the governance, one thing that we are going to do, I think I mentioned that in the first call, is that we are going to have a statistician with us. So when we formulate the intervention, especially on the EHP methodology, we will make sure that the way we capture the data, the way we treat the data, and the way we present the results to the customer is statistically significant. And by doing that, we should pair and team up with the customer to write papers, so the customer contributes to its own industry repository of knowledge, and LoPeS Performance Solutions, is kind of in the background helping the customers shine, and we gain a reputation and name. So that's something that I'm gonna do, because I think it will be a differentiator. I don't know of consultants who will validate the results of something like this with the rigor of a peer review, paid by an independent statistician and all this. So that's what we have in hand. That's the idea. Any other?
Lots of hands up there.
Sorry, it's David Allison, Juan Carlos. I've been running my own training school here in Serbia for 5 years now. but it's for security, not for this. But there are ways to design and certify your own courses through people like Ofqual, which is the British. I can help you with that, because I was looking at doing my own bespoke courses, but it's not easy and it's not cheap, and I question the value of this, because I've done tenders as an operator. I've worked with 3 or 4 operators, and I've done 4 tenders for behavioural-based initiatives, and not once did we ask for the awarding body or the certifying body. We asked for case studies and examples of success. So I think going back to what you said about being able to do conferences and demonstrating the value is much more useful, certainly in the oil and gas domain when I was tendering as an operator, than saying it's EdXL or whatever you're going to call it, you know. So it's getting, if you've got 2 contracts starting up, you know, early next year, you need to have runs on the board and to demonstrate the success of those programs. That's what people look for in the tender.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And also, you know, when we approach a customer, if we get the authorization from our, you know, successful cases with different customers, and we get authorization to share that, and we write papers, you know, the customer is going to shine, but we are going to make a name, right? So that from the marketing perspective will be very, very interesting, right?
Yeah. So the main thing is to get good marketing on it. Yeah.
Let's discuss that, and thank you, Dave, for offering help on that. As I told you, I can tell you, you know, of line, what are the options I looked into, because as you said, is expensive, and the requirements are quite extensive, and I don't have the bandwidth now to do that. So that's why we discussed it with Pierre, and we decided that we are going to run the cohort 1. You know, with what we know and what we have done, and I'm sure that this is going to evolve quite a lot after the first cohort because of the caliber of the people who's going to be there, right? Okay, so is there any other question, or shall I move on into the next topic, which is how are we going to measure success in the academy?
I have a question, Juan Carlos.
Dale, Sandra.
Yeah, on the top of these syllables, are you expecting to, whoever is going to be the project manager, have some kind of formal certification, even in human performance, on engineer or project manager, any kind of formal certification or degree?
You know, I've been quite selective in the persons I have contacted. I'm not going to ask for any particular degree or certification. It would be good to be PMI, but it's not a requirement, but by no means. So the answer is, you know, the people will, the people who will pursue these with the experience they have and the curriculum they have will be strong enough for convincing the customer that they are good project managers, right? So that's the answer. The answer is no. I'm not going to request anything like this.
Okay.
Very good. Okay, so this table here shows you the rubric. So what we're gonna do is have an in-class quiz, which is going to be kind of a checkpoint of the readings, and you know, it's gonna be fun also because the quizzes that we're gonna run are kind of a game. So it'll put a little bit of fun into the classroom. The essay and each of these quizzes will be worth 2 points. Then we're gonna have 4 essays, as we mentioned before. The first 2 will be worth 10 points each, and then the second 2, 15. And what we call competency assessment, which is whether the online test or the one-on-one interviews, each one will be worth 4 points. The final presentation in plenary will be worth 20 points, you know, to sum up 100. And pass criteria will be 100% attendance to the classes and 80 or more points achieved out of these criteria. questions?
All good, thank you.
Okay, very good. I think it's quite clear. One thing that I wanted to mention is on the prerequisite for project management and how are we going to go deep into these. So basically, there is set of online training courses offered by PMI. It's called Project Management for Beginners. You will complete it in no time because all of you are very familiar with the cycle of project management, and you can. What is important here is to refresh the language and the PMI cycle, as I mentioned. The initiating, planning, executing, monitoring, and closing. So the idea is for you to take these modules before the class, and then for the class, we're gonna have this paper here that Pierre found that we think are is very relevant to the topic, because this paper written by Bello Mendes is specifically focused on the problems you find when you execute a consultancy project. So he has identified these 7 challenges, and the class, that particular class is going to be around discussing these 7 challenges and how are we going to tackle them through a proper project charter and the platform that we are going to buy to offer the project managers a repository of, risks register, how you go around the follow-up of the Gantt chart, the critical path, and all of this, right? So
That's going to be the project management information system you will use to
exactly
support the whole process. So do you have, is this going to be a commercial offering, or are you developing something that is going to be proprietary?
No, we are going to buy an already developed app, Walter, because we looked into Microsoft project and it's quite limited. So we haven't decided what are we going to buy. We're going to buy licenses is what we're going to do, right? But we also need to look into the information security and IP considerations, because whatever information is in there, the customer is an information of the customer, right? And we need to make sure that we demonstrate that we are going to manage this information properly. So we are working on that. Yesterday, we looked into one platform that is very intuitive, very simple, and it follows the language of PMI. You can adapt it very easily to follow the language of PMI. But the answer is no. We are not going to develop, an app. What we have already developed is a kind of a platform in Microsoft 365 to initiate the projects. So if there is a lead that is becoming an opportunity, then you need a repository, to preserve the history of the company. So that we have already. But when it comes to the governance of the projects themselves, we will use an external, proven
existing system.
Yeah, with paying for licenses and things like that. Okay. Any other question? Pierre, do you want to add something on this?
On the business system, you mean?
On anything?
Okay. Well, I mean, on the business system, that's what you said. I mean, we are evaluating different solutions. I've been very impressed, because I have to say, over the last 3 years, I've not worked too much on project management. In the past, being part of IPM or IDS in Schlumberger, I was heavily involved in project management. So I've been impressed to see the progress on the creation of these applications and business systems in project management. So the good news is that there's a lot of very good solutions on the market, and we're just evaluating what is going to be the best one for LoPeS. That's it.
Thank you, Pierre. Okay, let's move on to the last slide, which is the commitments. So what's next? Basically, after we finish the call, I'm gonna send you a short survey for you to declare whether you want to pursue the first cohort or not. And if you don't want to pursue the first cohort, then you have to tell me if you want to be considered for future cohorts. As I told you, in terms of job opportunities, first half of 2021 is going to be limited to 1 or 2 projects. Second half of 2021, we're going to climb up to 5 projects or 6 maybe. And then we will stop there, we'll stay there for a while until we build up, maturity, and we settle, and we are confident enough to move on into, promoting some of the project managers as program managers and grow organically, with the formula of, one program manager will be able to manage up to 5 projects. That's the idea. So what are the commitments? LoPeS Performance Solutions will deliver the academy free of charge. We will seek contracts for you to join LoPeS, as I mentioned before, and that's an idea that we discussed with Pierre. That'll be good. Is that with the team we will organize quarterly innovation boot camps. So I said, the foundation of LoPeS is the cross path in between science and pragmatic application of knowledge, and we want our solutions to continue to evolve. So I'm sure that with your experience and as we go by in executing our projects, there are a lot of things that we can do to improve our offer and help our customers in a better way. So these boot camps will be precisely designed to maintain the conversation on what's good in what we are doing, what is definitely in need for improvement, and what new ideas are out there for us to complement our offer, to improve and develop our portfolio. So that's the commitment of LoPeS Performance Solutions. Now, what is the commitment that you have to acquire if you decide to join? So first of all, you will need to confirm by answering this short survey no later than December the 15th if you want one of the slots in the cohort 1. If you do so and you are selected to be one of the candidates, then you will need to sign a non-disclosure agreement. It is being reviewed by the lawyers, so that's going to be ready by next week, and then the other commitment is to complete the course and contribute with your innovation ideas. But most importantly, guys, and I have to be very, very, very open here. If you confirm that you want to pursue the cohort 1. It means to me that you really want to come and work with me. That's the meaning, right? Because as I said, I have an ambition and we will succeed. So it's not that we are not going to have slots to offer job opportunities to whoever pursues the academy. Is not going to be the case. We will land contracts because our offer has a lot of value, right? So if you answer yes, I'm gonna be very happy if you answer yes. But please be very, very open in telling me, whether the moment we land the contract, you're gonna be with me. Okay. So with that, I'm gonna pause again to listen to your impressions and your the questions you might have before we close. Don't tell me you don't have any question.
I guess you were so clear.
I hope so.
Well,
One.
I think that I speak for everyone when I say that if you want to show maximum commitment to this, you have to change the spelling of your name and swap out the Z for an S. Especially before you print up business cards.
Yeah, you had to explain the meaning of the symbol and the S.
Well, I'm very proud of it
Very good.
because that was a collective creation of my family, led by
Yeah,
Monica.
it's very
And
good. I knew Monica's hand was in that.
yeah, you met Monica when she was one. She has grown quite a lot.
It was already.
Just
Yeah.
a little.
Yeah. So it means the power of the two hemispheres of the brain. That is what it means. The connection in between science and the power of connecting science with pragmatic experience of experienced people. That is what it means. And then the S, and I'm very glad you you highlighted that, because this is not about Juan Carlos, you know. Obviously I am starting this, and I am very, very, very passionate about this, but the idea is to really make this you know uh, a successful consultancy company that provides solutions, not products. And when I say solutions, what I mean is that a solution is something that is tailored to the customer needs, rather than forcing the customer to use something that is pre-established and as rigid as a brick. So that's why there is not a Z there, there is an S there, and it means solutions. How cool is it?
I get it. I get it. But I guarantee that your customers in the future will be sending you emails with your name spelled with an S.
Yeah. Well, in Portuguese, Lopez is with an S, so I don't mind. Very good. Thank
job.
you, guys. Any other comment? Okay,
I'm good,
guys.
Juanca.
So
Okay.
thank you, Mañe. Okay. So again, I really thank you for your interest in joining this dream. I guarantee you that we are going to land suitable projects, exciting projects. There are leads coming up, and it's a fantastic adventure. So I hope you agree with me in that this is a different approach, and that our customers will be happy with our offer, and in that our approach is not to make them dependent on us. We will transfer the knowledge, we will be generous and genuine, but they will be with us forever, because we give them prime services, and we help them shine. With that said, I'm going to stop the recording. If any of you want to have a one-on-one with me before you answer the survey, my